First thing I'm going to do is rip these boards down for the sides. I'm going to take an inch off of them. Alright, I got my two sides now, 4 inches wide. Now this one I'm going to rip down to 5 inches. I'm going to make these 14 inches wide each. Alright, I got enough rungs for 8 steps. Alright, now, so I got these cut. This is the part right here that's going to run along the rail at the top. This will be the part facing away, like towards the loft. I cut these on the same angle. All right, so there's my 8 degree for my bottom. And then I made a mark every 12 inches, which is the rungs on a normal ladder, 12 inches apart, all the way up, boom, boom, boom. I'm not putting one at the very top. Now, to get that 8 degrees on all of these, so I can route this thing in, put that speed square right there. And then right here where it says degree, I'm going to turn that out until it hits that dark blue line, which is my 8, and then I'll have it right there. So it goes a quarter of the way or so into each one of these sides, and then I'll screw them all in, and then I'll put the threaded rod through, nut and a washer on each side, tighten it down real tight so it can't come apart, and then put the hardware on, stain it, install it, climb it, all that good stuff. So my plate here is 2 5/8 of an inch from my router bit outer to my outer of my shield here. So I've got this cut at 8 degrees also, right here. And I got my line for what I need to cut out here. So I'm going 2 5/8 of an inch, checking both sides, making sure that both ends are at 2 5/8, and then clamping twice. That way I can't pivot and move when I'm putting pressure on it. And I got a little scrap piece here. It's the same thickness as the step is going to be. I'm just testing it in there to make sure it fits, and it does. And the next part I'm going to do here is I'm going to router the edge of these, both sides. When you router a nice edge on these boards, they just give it a more of a furniture type feel to it. So they feel really, really good. So there is my repair right there. So I'm going to sand that smooth, and then it should be good to go, man. Well, the one thing I probably could have done better, is I could have matched the grain up a little bit better. But again, this is just a small little repair on the bottom step. So I think I'm pretty good with the way that turned out. When I stain it all, it's going to be not very noticeable, I have a feeling. Alright, so now I'm making the rungs for the ladder. I'm going to cut a little bit off of each corner right here like that. Just going to chamfer it. So I'm going to do the same on all 4 corners. on all 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps. I have a line on the table right here, in case you're wondering how I'm going so fast without measuring them, to get them all the same. So I do have that line on there, so that makes it really, really easy. Another thing I want to do to these steps is I'm going to put 3 lines down the center. It'll look more like a rung of a ladder, like those old-fashioned wooden ladders. And it's going to look kind of neat. There it is with 3 lines. So I'm going to put 2 more, here and here. All right, lo and behold, I'm going to do 2 more. So that's with 5. I'm going to go 7, and then I think that'll be good because I'll have my round over. I want a little space, and then the traction or traction lines. So I'll go ahead and do that. So 3 turned into 5, turned into 7. But I think the 7 is going to look the coolest. All right, I am happy with that. I think it looks pretty cool. So I want to just make that not sharp, not too sharp. So I've got this drawing tool here. So I'm going to put that in the groove and just pull it gently, and it'll knock the edge off of both sides of that groove. So that way there won't be any slivers or anything to catch a naked little foot as it's going up the steps. You can definitely feel the difference. Got all the steps put into the side. This is what the side looks like with all the stuff cut out of it. I'm going to put this top one on, and then I'm going to run the screws into all the rungs. This one is it's going to be the hardest part, is getting these to all fall in there. Maybe not so hard. Alright, I do got to use a clamp though to bring them together because this one's got a little warp to it. I'm not actually too upset with the way that this is turning out. It's my first one, might be my last. The more I look at this ladder, the more I'm thinking it's wider than it needed to be. Well, if I didn't screw anything up, it should look good. Yeah. All right, so I got it built, and that's where it's going to go, just like so. But my problem is this. These wheels, they're pretty good size, so that hits the wall and leaves me with quite a bit of space right here. Second one, that wheel is kind of still in the walkway to the bathroom. So I'm afraid that someone's going to trip over that on their way to the bathroom or to the kitchen. So I'm going to take those wheels, since I built this thing wider than I needed to, I'm going to take those wheels and I'm going to put them on the inside. It should still have stability because it's going to be locked on the rail. This is the rail here. It's going to be locked on that rail. That's going to be mounted across this board here. So let me flip those wheels around and come back in here and see how that looks and how that operates. I'm going to mount these just like they were mounted on the outside. 3/8 of an inch up. This was an inch in. Just like so. Well, that kind of walked all over the place. Actually, it hit the hole on the other side, so I know I'm in a perfect spot. It hit exactly where the other holes were on the other side. That's why I went through so easy. Should be using a number 3 drill bit instead of a number 2. That's why it's skipping. There we go. These are ball bearing wheels, so they're really nice. I don't know how much that matters when they're only moving like a foot. Alright, so I got the ladder put in here. I'll give you a quick pan view. So there's where the wheels facing each other on the inside. And it still rolls just fine. And I think the stability will be great. So this is the headrail that goes up on that board. And then this mounts to the ladder this way. And then it will glide along that. It really can't move anywhere. It's stuck. I got another one of these rails coming because this one isn't going to take it far enough to center. I don't think. No, it's not. So I ordered another one. I got the same size. I'll cut down the excess side of each one, and it's going to run solid from one end to the other, and that side over there can just be to hang stuff. So that's why I got another one the same size, because you'll have a bar on that side. Plus it'll help. You can grab hold of the bar if you need to when you're going up and down or whatever. So I'm going to take this thing in the garage now and stain it.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some
experience I have. But I wanted to make sure I was doing everything right, so I got on YouTube and watched a couple other videos, and they were really involved and very specific on certain sizes and materials used, and so I gathered some information from that and put together that information plus the information that I already had. And this is what I came up with. I had to make a few changes of my own. But all in all, buying one of these things on Amazon is about $400, $450 for this ladder and all the hardware for it. So my hardware kit that I got was $89 on Amazon, and this is $20 worth of 5/4 deck board, but not pressure treated. So I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. I used gold construction screws on the ends here, 3 inches long, and I'm still going to put a bar that's going to go under each step, and it's going to come out the other side with nuts on each side of it and big washers, and I'll tighten them down. I'm going to either get that in black or I'm going to paint them black so it fits the motif. Actually, no slipping. All right. So I got the whole rail put in now. Got the stop up there so it comes on over right to center, and then it stops, and that also keeps it from hitting the fridge. And then it right back to the other stop, hits that one. And now it's nice and out of the way so people can get through without tripping on it. So that rail kit from center to there is 39 inches. Those two wheels and those two wheels is $89. And then that second piece of track right there was $40. So I got $130 into all the hardware, and the ladder itself, $20 max for all the wood. It's nice and sturdy, it doesn't wobble. Problem solved.